Welcome to your weekly Open the Door to Tai Chi lesson. There are 10 essentials of Tai Chi, and we've gone over all 10 of them in different lessons. But today and for the next few weeks, we're going to focus on essential number 7, which very simply says upper and lower follow one another. But when you dig into that essential, really it says your movement should be rooted in the feet, stabilized through the legs, commanded by the waist, and expressed in the hands. So that's really an idea of complete coordination of your upper and lower. So what we're going to do is we're going to dissect each of those pieces and talk about them separately so that you can really start to integrate essential number 7 into your movement. So rooted in the feet. If you think about your foot, now I understand this is not a foot, but if it were, in the ball of your foot, underneath your big toe, there's a point there. Underneath your little toe, there's a point. And in your heel, there's a point. This is a triangle. It's a tripod. When you are moving, you should feel that tripod. You should be very aware of making sure that all 3 of those points are connecting with the ground. Now remember, there's energy coming up from the ground. There's a lot of information that can come from your feet. So we want to be as aware of our feet as possible, rooted in the feet. So let's do some Chi walking first. I'm going to step back this way. And as we do that Chi walking, I want you to purposefully feel that rolling down from stepping heel first, roll the foot down to feel those 2 points in the ball of your foot. So as you step out, roll that foot down, and then thinking of your substantial and insubstantial, rock back, and now roll that foot back down. Feel completely rooted through that foot before you take the next step. Rolling that foot down. Really put your mind's eye on your feet as you do your Chi walking. Feel how the ground is communicating through your feet. Hopefully you're on a stable surface, but think about if you were to do Chi walking barefoot in the grass in your backyard. Think about how different that would feel. Think about the different communication that would come up through the feet as you walk through the grass. Now let's take one of the early movements in the 24 form, part the wild horse's mane. And I'll turn this direction now. Part the wild horse's mane really uses Chi walking when you're repeating the movement, right? We're going to start with our weight on that right, holding the ball to the right, and we step out heel to toe, part the wild horse's mane. Rocking back, now bringing all the weight onto that left and step forward with the right, heel to toe, part the wild horse's mane. Now feel how your feet pivot as you move through this motion. Your feet are actually very active. They're not just plopping down, part the wild horse's mane, part the wild horse's mane. They're not that stupid. They're not that inactive, right? They are very active. Holding the ball, rolling the foot down, part the wild horse's mane. Now as you pivot to move into your next part, the wild horse's mane, feel how the feet actually help with this movement, help with the rotation that's necessary in this movement. One more. And now I want you to go backwards with repulse the monkey. Because instead of going heel to toe, right, when we're moving backwards, we have to go toe to heel. Think about toe hitting first and then rolling down to your heel. Don't forget that tripod. You want all of that triangle to be in contact with the ground. So let's do that again. Thinking about, again, just like with part the wild horse's mane, how the feet are very active. So let's do repulse the monkey without doing our arms. Just step back, toe to heel, but look how much you have to pivot, toe to heel. Your feet have to help you with that rotation. They have to, if you're rotating and your feet aren't moving, your body is going to be all torqued and you're not going to be able to do Tai Chi for a long time because you've just ruined your knees and your hips. The feet are very important in that pivoting motion. So let's do that. Repulse the monkey one more time. Add the arms. Think about your substantial and insubstantial now. As you step, you're rotating. Now all that weight comes onto the left. Touch that right toe, toe to heel. One more. Another point, another movement, that you go toe to heel, or you may or may not, is wave hands like clouds. This is how I do the movement of when I step with my toe and then roll down to my heel, and I'm actually rolling from big toe onto my full foot. So it's kind of rolling from inside to outside as well. So if you do wave hands like clouds and then stepping in with that right, I also hit with my toe first and then roll down as my weight comes into that right and step. Wave hands like clouds. Focus on your feet. It's hard to do since the movement is called wave hands like clouds. But I want you to really focus on your feet. And if you don't step toe to heel, that's okay. Just think about as you're stepping, it might not be the most stable if you just plop your foot down without actually feeling that rolling down. Because remember, our weight is being transferred slowly, substantial and insubstantial, right? As we move, if you just plop your foot down, you're going to be tempted to not distinguish substantial and insubstantial. Now, it is possible to go heel to toe here, but I feel like it's more informational to, as I'm using my rotation and bringing my dantian over this base of support, to go toe to heel. Remember, the idea is upper and lower are in complete coordination. That's the whole focus of essential number 7. So let's do pushing chi. Now clearly, once we're in our position, we're just feeling the weight transfer. but feel your weight transfer, and then now focus on the power. Think about the energy coming up through the feet, stabilized through the legs, commanded by the waist, and expressed through the hands. Maybe think about a color running through your body. Maybe you see blue, maybe you see red, whatever color you see, but see that color coming up through the feet, through the legs, through the dantian, and out through the hands. Now think of it as power. As you gather that power and you bring it up against your opponent, that energy, bring the right foot forward and do your pushing chi. Such a simple movement, but if you really focus on your feet, think about how much information it's actually giving you to keep this movement stable and effective. So with essential number 7, the first part, rooted in the feet. Think of your tripod on your foot and try to feel your feet with each movement.